Hello students, welcome to today's session. In today's session we are going to discuss the topic called as document object model. Okay, so this is your next chapter after JavaScript, where we'll be discussing what are the different types of objects that you can use in JavaScript. Okay, now coming back to this subtopic. In this topic we are going to discuss the basic things like what is an object. So how the elements that is present in the say HTML will be converted into objects. Now, so basic thing, as we know, when you use HTML, the content on the HTML or whatever the program that you're going to write using HTML will be using tags. Those tags, whatever you're going to use in the HTML, will be converted into objects by using JavaScript. Okay, so objects, that is nothing but the JavaScript, whatever elements that you're going to use in the HTML tag will be converted into objects by your JavaScript. How that is done, that we are going to see step by step. Now first point, when a JavaScript program is executed, it is going to be displayed on the browser. Okay, so when it is displaying it on the browser, so it is going to display it on a window. Okay, so as you know, we'll have several tabs in browser. You can open several tabs. So when you are opening several tabs, so each and every tab we are going to consider it as a window object. Okay, now so what JavaScript does is JavaScript is going to consider those each and every windows or tabs into a window object that will be used to display the document. Okay, so those say whatever documents that you're going to display, those documents are will be considered or it will be displayed on the window. So when it is displayed on the window, so we're going to create a object called as window object. So this window object will be having the sub objects like document object, which will be used to display the content. So window objects are visible to all JavaScript, so it will be accessed by all JavaScripts. So and it will be implicit or it will be explicit in HTML document. So this window object, either it will be an implicit object or it will be an explicit object. That depends on the say operating system and browser that you are using. So every window object, every window that you're using has a property named document, which refers to the document object. So we have a object called as window. Under that window we have a property or a say attribute called as document. So this document will be referring to the object called as document object. So every document object has forms, array, and each element that is present in the form can be accessed in the with the help of this form object that we are going to see with an example now. So that is how we are going to create or we are going to convert whatever element that is present in the say your HTML page into a document object. Now so we'll consider it as, or it is considered as DOM. Okay, so it is considered as DOM, which is nothing but document object model. So document object model is basically an API, that is application program interface, which is used to it is used between the HTML and the application program. So current HTML document and application program, we are going to use some set of files or some set of program which is called as API, which is application program interface. Next, so it is the abstract model. It is abstract model because it must apply to a variety of applications. So this API what you are using, which is document object model, will be used by different programming languages, not only like JavaScript. It will be used in other programming languages also, like say example PHP, or any web-based programming can also use document object model for its processing. So this API will be a abstract model. So each and every language that has the interface, okay, with document object model, that is DOM, must define a binding to the interface. So this is how we are going to define, how we are going to represent, or we are going to explain the connection between HTML document or HTML content elements as well as JavaScript. So that is nothing but binding. Okay, so they define the object models, properties, and their association with the respective node types. Okay, so what is node types? What are nodes that we are going to see with a example? See, now when you consider any document object, we are going to consider something called as tree or document object tree. What does that document object tree contains? As it contains all the elements of the HTML file, or whatever the elements of the HTML file is there, every element will be present in the document object tree, or it is called as document tree. Okay, or DOM tree. Now if you consider this example, we have HTML tag, header tag, now we have title tag under header tag, and we have body tag, table. I have two rows. This will be the first row, and this is the second row what we have, and we are closing the table tag, body tag, and then HTML tag is closed. Now if I convert this into document object tree, if I convert this into document object tree, it will be something like this. Say I have this example here, the program here, and here it will be representing the elements. When I consider this into document object nodes or the elements of the document, it will be something like this. First we have the HTML element, we have head element, we have title, and we have body, table, table row, table header, and we have table definition, and at last it will continue as it is what we have in this. Towards left side we have our HTML program. So this is our HTML program what we have towards the left side, and towards right side we'll have something like our elements or nodes of the documentary. Okay, so we can consider it as the nodes of documentary. Okay, so whatever elements that you're going to add in the HTML file, everything we are going to consider it as either node or it will be considered as objects of the documentary. Now, so first when you write a program, your HTML program will be considered as, or will be creating a document object. For that document object we'll have elements like head, title, and we have body. Inside body I have table. In the table tag I have two rows, row 1 and row 2. In row 1 I have table header, table definition, and table definition. Again in the second row also I have table header, table definition, and table definition. So this what we have here will be considering it as the documentary, so which will contain the main object called as document object. This is the document object. Under this document object we have the sub elements like header element, title, body, table tag. So all these elements will be converted into objects based on the requirement. Okay, so a language that designed to support document must bind to a document constructs. Okay, so in the JavaScript, binding to the DOM, the elements of the documents are objects with both data and operations. Okay, as I told you, if I consider table have several properties, like say for example the color of the table, and you have a border of the table, so you can apply border of the table, and you have many other properties that is related to that particular element called as table element, so which are considered as the properties or the operations of that particular element or the object called as table object. So the elements, whatever elements that you're going to add into the HTML by using whatever element that you add into the HTML will be converted into objects by using JavaScript. So the data is called as properties and the operations are naturally called as methods. Okay, say for example, whenever you click on the say for click on the table button or click on any content in the table, or when you click on the button or when you move the mouse onto the table, all those things will be creating what? Those things will be creating methods. Okay, so these are things like table properties, whatever you have, so that is also can be used in our document object model. Okay, now we will see some of the examples how to access so JavaScript elements means say whatever element that you created in the HTML can be accessed on the JavaScript by using three methods, so which are very important. We are going to see those elements. First method is by using arrays. Okay, so by using arrays we are going to access the elements of HTML in the JavaScript. So as we know, where is the keyword that is used to create the variable. Okay, so after creating the variable, so the where variable name I'm going to give it as DOM, and we know document is a object name of the object, which is document object. Under the document we have several forms, form 1, form 2, form 3. See, we have this example here, HTML tag, header tag, and you have title tag here, body tag, and you have form. Okay, so within that form I have one button. Okay, input type called as button, and some name given to that button, and closing the body tag as well as HTML tag. Now I want to access this button, the information that is present in this button I need to access. If I want to access that, I'm going to use in JavaScript variable and variable name followed by document object, and this document object will be followed by form. So form 0 will be representing as the elements, as you can see from top to bottom, this is the first form. The first form is nothing but in the array we'll have an array called as forms. In that forms array we'll have um, sorry, I have messed up, but we have indexes for each and every form. The first form whatever you're going to have will have the index as form 1, I mean form 0. Next we're going to have form 1, form 2, form 3, like that it will continue based on the number of forms you have added in the body tag. I have added only one form which will be identified by index 0. Okay, so index 0 will be representing the first form. Next, dot element 0 will be representing under this form 0 each and every element whatever I have. If I have a tag called as paragraph tag at the beginning, then that paragraph tag will be element 0. Okay, now here I have the input tag which is button, which will be acting as a first element. So whenever I write like this, document dot form 0 dot element 0, it will be representing, or it will be accessing document object, under document object first form, under first form first element. Okay, it can be any kind of element that you added on the HTML program. So and that information will be stored, and that object will be stored into variable called as DOM. Okay, so the problem with this approach is element addressing. Okay, element addressing is it is used to identify address of elements could change. Say for example, if I make any changes of position of the elements, then the way of accessing will also change. Okay, to avoid that we'll come across the second method by using names. So by using names of the elements, we are going to access the elements of the object. Now we have same variable name var, and we have DOM. So here I'll be representing the document, and I'll be using my form, that is the name given to the form, and next the name given to the element. So here whatever the arrangement is, in whichever position the element is, once I specify the name, that by using that name I can access the elements easily from anywhere in the document. Okay, so even though now, so there is one drawback of this approach is that XHTML 1.1 standard does not allow the name attribute. So the version called as XHTML 1.1 does not allow the attribute called as name. So because of which this method of accessing elements will not work. Now, so to overcome that, we'll come across the other method by using or by accessing ID. Okay, so ID is a property given for all the elements in the HTML tag. So for HTML tag, if you see here, we have represented ID for form, and I can also represent ID for input buttons or any kind of elements that are using. We can represent ID. Okay, once I represent ID, by using that ID tag, we can, or ID property, I can differentiate each and every element that is present in the HTML. So okay, so here we will be using same document object dot, we have a method called as get element by ID. By using this method I can access that particular object, that particular element. So here we'll be mentioning the name of that particular ID, which is Turnitin. So once that is used, whatever wherever you are using that particular ID, that particular ID will be stored into this object called as DOM. Okay, now in this example I have form ID as vehicle group, and I have checkboxes like checkbox 1, 2 and 3 checkboxes, and values are given as car, truck and bike. Checkboxes, you will have something like this where you can check like this. So these are called as checkboxes. So one checkbox has the name as car, second we have truck, and so third we have bike. So these are the three checkboxes that we have. Okay, so since we need to group the checkboxes into a single element, or we need to use a group box, we'll be using the same name for all the checkboxes. So I'm using same name for all the checkboxes. So since I'm using same name for all the checkboxes, by using indexes, so when I use vehicles of 0, when I use vehicles of 0, it will be representing first checkbox, which is car. When I use vehicles of 1, so which will be, I mean, say used by truck. Vehicles of 2 will be used by bike. So whenever you want to create array of any particular name, so or whenever you want to group some set of say elements together, in that case we can do it with the help of name property. Okay, so you can see a simple example here regarding how to group the set of elements with the same name. When you use that, two or more elements with the same name, it will create a array. Okay,